So let me explain why GMO can eliminate your local seed. Now we all agreed now that GMOs they don't produce. We all agree. Okay, GMOs actually are a program not to produce more than one generation of fruits, which means that they are altered in a way that when you plant them once, the seed, when they produce fruits, the seed from that fruit, even if you replant it, it will not produce any seed again. It will not produce fruits again, or maybe sometimes it will never grow. The reason is because of the fact that the genetic makeup of that seed has been altered such that it has the instruction to stop production, continuous production. So you only produce only one generation. So if you want to plant for another planting season, you have to go back to replant. Now imagine if a seed that has been programmed like that now cross-pollinates with a local seed that ought to have been producing year after year after year planting season. So it means that if you cross-pollinate, the seed that they will be producing we have that instruction, that termination instruction, which means that if they cross-pollinate and you have, let's say, an X seed that the cross-pollination produced, now that X fruit, if you remove that seed from that fruit and you replant it, it's going to behave the same way as the parent, as the GMO, because it will have that stop codon, that stop instruction for it not to produce more than one population. So if that thing continually happen, sooner or later, not even a long while, that seed will, your local seed will stop existing because of the fact that it has inherited an instruction that is not natural to it. So it stopped producing, or it produced sterile seed after a while. Now, apart from the how will I put it? Apart from the economic woe that comes with GMO, where you have to economically depend on the company to give you that seed, it means that somebody has already hijacked the food production in your country. So you automatically depend on whatever policy, whatever instruction that they want to give. They basically rule and own your country. That is one of the number one terrible thing about it. Again, the chemicals that accompany these things actually do a lot of damage. Because when you put that chemical in the soil to grow your GMO, you grow your natural food later, you cannot vouch for the fact that your food, especially all those tuber food, will not absorb the chemicals into them. Now imagine you consuming food that absorbs those chemicals, even the GMO itself that absorbs those chemicals. Imagine consuming those chemicals. After a while, what do you think will happen after a while? You think that one will still make you healthy after a while? No, it will definitely have some side effects, some ill health side effects on you. So it's the conversation around this GMO thing is not something that Nigeria ought to be considering, not to talk of even approving it in the first place. The only thing is that we are in a country where when they have to hold public hearing for things like this, I don't know, our leaders usually do public hearing like you are doing the secret court meeting where the public doesn't know anything about what they want to pass, and you get to hear some policies that have been implemented, and we are wondering when exactly did this thing happen and when was it passed into laws and all that. Something as crucial as this is something that ought to be, taken with much seriousness. Many countries today ban GMOs. They ban GMOs because they know what it implies. Even as far as Russia, if you plant a GMO, if you are caught with a GMO seed, you are branded a terrorist. So if those countries who know how terrible these things are could ban it, why do you think it will be beneficial to us? And some of these people who are defending it think that those who are behind this thing actually like us more. They are more interested in what is beneath our feet than who we are as a person, because that is what they are after. It is the resources we have that they are after. Look at where, if we look at this killing in Benue, Plateau, and all over pockets of Nigeria today, they are not unconnected. In a way, they are not on. If we actually investigate this very well, they are not unconnected with this GMO wahala that is happening, because it is targeted against farmers. So in a way, it's just a way to destroy our local crops that we have, then force GMO into the market as it is. So the long and short of the story is, one, we should not confuse crossbreeding that our parents did or our ancestors did with genetic modification. Again, genetic modification is not only for fruits. Do you even know that even this COVID-19 that ravaged the whole world was genetically modified? So yes, it was genetically modified. I'm not even talking about plant alone. So genetic modification is something that is unnatural. Is unnatural. This is not the conversation that we should take with all levity. It's something that we should take more seriously. And to me, as a person, I would say no to GMOs. No to GMOs, because apart from the economic problem with it, it still has a lot. In fact, the thing has more disadvantages than advantages. I think the only advantage that actually it looks as if it looks a little promising is because of the fact that they have increased yield. That's the only thing. But then it still doesn't is not enough in killing ourselves over by consuming what we don't fully understand, what we don't know. And we should not even try to fully understand it, because it doesn't have anything good for us. That's just it. So I will urge everybody, say no to GMO. Thank you.